Hello YouTube and welcome back. This is Nico and you're watching Dare to Game. Today we're not playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, but we're talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance. And what I'll be discussing today is something I saw on a Warhorse livestream recently. And they were talking about the Woman's Lot DLC, so DLC 4, the next DLC coming out for Kingdom Come Deliverance. So for starters, one thing that I'm interested in is they said they were in the finishing processing stages, blah blah blah, so they're pretty close to being done with it from what it sounds like. So now I guess they're going to do some testing and it'll probably be a couple months, 2 months probably before we see it. But with all that in mind, that means that we're relatively close. So there's that, so that's good to start with. Secondly, they talked about the length of this DLC, and Toby said it's at least as long as both 2 and 3, which would be the Amorous Adventures of the Bold Sir Hans Capon and the Band of Bastards DLC. And that right there would probably put it around the 5 to 6 hour mark, depending how thoroughly fleshed out when you play the game. But then the QA guy that he was with, whose name escapes me, said that it was as long as all of them together. And conservatively, like I said, it's hard to say because it really depends how you play through it. That could mean somewhere around a 10-hour DLC, which would be great because that would be much more close to what I consider a nice size DLC, especially for, a story-based game. And when the DLCs don't add a bunch of replayable, like random events or activities that you can do, then it's more important that they're a bit longer. So that length excites me right there. We could quick talk about the premise of the DLC. So Woman's Lot is going to be the first DLC where we actually take over a different character. We're not going to be Henry. In this one, we're going to be Teresa. That would be the miller's daughter from Skalitz, who moved in with her uncle, I think it is, which is Miller Peshek, right outside of Vertay. She's the one that rescues Henry at the beginning of the game and, etc., etc. If you follow a path, you can, get down with her. So, she's involved in the story a bit. And so we're going to be taking over her, and it's been confirmed that there's going to be a dog companion. Speculation has been that the dog is going to be the one that Henry runs into in Skalitz when he goes back to bury his parents at the beginning of the game. Which would make sense because she was in Skalitz, the dog was in Skalitz, etc. As far as the topic, when this is going to take place, what it's going to be covering, there's a couple theories that I'd like to go over. The first, of course, is the initial fleeing from what she did after. So when you're playing the game, when Henry is running out of Skalitz to go towards Talmberg, you have the option, and I hope you take it because it's the right thing to do, to distract the humans either by whistling or going up and hitting them with a sword or whatever, and she's able to get out of their grasp. And if you don't, then, she's not able to get out of their grasp. She still makes it out alive, but unfortunately, it's hinted at that they rape her, and, it's not a great thing. But so anyway, so my first theory is that it'll pick up from there, and it'll show her escaping, maybe going to the mines and trying to make her way to Talmberg or wherever she goes after that. Because, as far as I remember, we don't actually know. All we know is that she went looking for her brothers, and they were killed. And then somehow she was there when Henry needed her. So that's my first theory, is that that's when it's going to take place, is right then and there. My second theory is that it'll be after she rescues Henry when he goes back to bury his parents and gets the crap beat out of him by Runt. I think it'll be taking place during, that whole trip back to Rattay, and then while he's unconscious, she'll be doing stuff, So I'm thinking maybe it'll be there. And that makes sense, because there'd be a lot of freedom there, because we don't know what happens during that period, and ostensibly it's like a month or so. So that could be a significant period of time that it could take place in. And lastly, another theory I have is that it'll take place significantly later in the storyline. Like, Henry will be gone doing something else, maybe during one of the battle missions or something like that. It'll be in a time where most of the characters are gone, and then it'll be something that she has to do. So there's that. Those are my top 3 theories. Of course, it could be taking place after the main storyline. Yeah, it could be a lot of stuff, but those 3 theories are my main for what will be, what'll be happening, when this will be happening. Another hint that Sir Toby gave in when they were doing the live stream, it was funny because he said, "I know Sexy Biscuit's going to be going through my words," and I was like, "Yeah, probably. There's a lot of us that are going to be sifting through this very carefully." And he said that the conciliation crosses are going to be very important. And that got me thinking. And see, I've got a weird memory for details in games and stuff, and that got me thinking of a previous mission in the game. The one where you have to try and track down the old Skalitz priest. When you're doing the investigation, you go out to this family's farm, which is apparently where the priest's old servant lady lived, She wasn't old, she was young. Apparently they had, you know, broken the rules of his order and conceived a baby, but she died. And I think it was during childbirth, but her and the child both died, and he blamed himself and ran off. But when you ask the woman's mother about that, she said, such is a woman's lot in life. So I don't know if that was just, like I said, yes, back then that really was a woman's lot in life, more often than not. But I also kind of think maybe it was a reference to the future, to this DLC, because in that mission you have to look for Conciliation Cross, and that's how you kind of find him. And now they're saying in the Woman's Lot DLC, the Conciliation Crosses are very important, so there's got to be some sort of a connection there. Either that or it's just a super weird coincidence. As far as I know, this is probably going to be kind of a stealth-based DLC if there's conflict at all. We don't know for sure that there's going to be combat, you know. That it might just be a kind of a stealth trying to sneak away. Maybe we... I recently saw Sexy Biscuit uploaded a video that said maybe it'll be kind of like a hardcore mode thing where she doesn't have any idea where she's going, so you're trying to find your way to Rete. I think that would be interesting. I think that's a good idea. My main question for this, and this is something I'd like you to discuss down in the comments below, see what you think, is how are they going to handle the transfer? If this allows us to play as Teresa full time, you know, not like a tag out, tag back in as Henry thing. So if whenever we want, we can load in as Teresa. Do you think we're going to be able to acquire all the skills that Henry got? Do you think it'll be like a fresh start, like a new game plus mode, but with Teresa? Obviously not being able to do the story missions, but being able to do any of the, you know, roaming around, lockpicking, stealing, making money, leveling up, killing people? Or do you think she's going to be kind of nerfed down, not able to use weapons, or very basic, you know? What do you think? Or is it just going to be in your current save, transfer Henry's skills over, so she's really good with a mace somehow? I'm interested in that. That's what I'm most curious about. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. But in any case, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Congratulations on making it to the end of the video. If you did, I can assume you liked the content, and hopefully you'll subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you haven't already, check out these links I have on the screen to see me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you like my content and would like to support what I do here, there's a link to my Patreon account in the description, and a donation would be much appreciated. In any case, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.